Yes, I talked about this in my other videos. The Draughted Meteor Shower right here, the dragon right here. It peaks. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well. As I said, right here, the Draughted Meteor Shower is the 7th and the 8th. And this is actually the same time as the Feast of Trumpets right here. Feast of Trumpets right here, new moon. Be here. And this is when the Draughted Meteor Shower is. I did mention this before. But Rod sent me this, which I saw it, and then he sent it to me. So you can take it for what it's worth, but you can look at the sky yourself. There's been a lot of reports of meteors lately. You can check that out for yourself.
We're traveling north on Interstate 35 going through Kansas, and we're looking up towards the north and northwest of our current location, and we're seeing the trails off of tons of incoming rocks, left, right, up and down, every which way you can think of. They're crisscrossing each other, coming in from every different direction. But if you look out towards the north, the northwest, north by northwest, and northwest, all the way to the western quadrant, you will see the trails of incoming one after another. I don't know how many. There's 50 or 60 of them out here right now, guys. So heads up, if y'all want to go see something, get outside, get your binoculars, or get your phone on Zoom, and go check these things out. You'll see them out there.
So you can check it out for yourself. That's Deplorable Duck. You can, some people don't like the guy, but you can check it out for yourself. You can go out at night and check it out. I'm going to be doing that tonight if it's clear here. And as I said, this is this is the 8th and the 9th right there. We'll see if this activity picks up right here. We are right here. So could things gradually get worse every day, as it says in Luke 21? It says men's hearts will fail them for fear of things coming on the earth. You would think coming on the earth that would be rocks, and the Bible talks about it be more tolerable in Sodom and Gomorrah in that day, the day of the Lord. So that's just something to watch. Rod also sent me this morning, which here's another volcano going off. As if you would have watched Mike from Around the World last night, he said that he expected a big volcano in Mexico to go off. Well, they're going off from all over. The explosion, this has went off before, but they are all going off at the same time. Actually, my friend RJ said something to me. He thought this one was going to go off too. So that's very funny. But as I showed you in my map right here, here's today. As these planets line up and we get to the new moon, it's just going to get worse. It's going to be more. Right there, lines up. The magnetic field. We got a lot going on right now. Very interesting. So we have this going on. We got the Draughted Meteor Shower. This is also, as I said, this is in Joel. You can see this smoke, blackness. We don't know. Yellowstone could go off as far as that goes. We don't know. It could go off all over. Blackness right here. Says all faces shall gather blackness. All faces. I know Yellowstone has been picking up too now, so who knows? This could be all over. Now let's go to Isaiah. Something I wanted to say about Isaiah. It says it says from a desert, from a terrible land, right here. This gives you the time frame. And I have said this before. Isaiah, for this prophecy to come through, it says woman in travail, right here. This is when Babylon falls. Now, it talks about watchmen. This gives you a time frame on when this is going to happen. So, I will show you. It's got to happen before the middle of October. The middle of October for this to happen. Because these sands come from a terrible land. And I will play it right now because this is exactly what it's going to be right here. I'll listen to this. He explains it.
Season left statistically. And it is interesting, if you look at this, we get a major peak here at the beginning of September, then it drops off pretty rapidly. And it continues to drop off. And then we've got this secondary peak right here in the middle of October.
Very important, the middle of October. Because these sands from a terrible land will not come from Africa. The hurricanes start shifting and they start coming from Mexico. From there, that point on.
That usually has to do with fronts coming off the east coast of the U.S. The water's still warm enough out there and it can spin up storms. But we can also get them in the Gulf of Mexico and the Western Caribbean Sea. So if we're going to get new tropical activity once we go into October, looking at the statistics, most likely that it forms in the Western Caribbean.
There you go. Because this water is warmer. We get them from the Caribbean that go up. These hurricanes that come from Africa will no longer be coming this way. The hurricanes, and they will be small ones. They come from the warm weather here. They don't come from Africa.
The central or east Gulf of Mexico or through the Bahamas and up the east coast.
See, typical tracks, it says right here. This is the typical tracks.
Of course, you've got the warm Gulf Stream that can help feed development off the east coast. You can get frontal boundaries coming off the east coast, and low pressure on those fronts can quite often form these late season storms.
Late season storms. They come from Mexico, which is not the terrible land.
So that's usually where we get them, off the east coast, and they zip up the east coast. But we do keep an eye on the Caribbean and the Gulf as well in October. What's going on over the Caribbean and the Gulf right now? Nothing, which is great news, because you get a storm forming down here this time of the year, and usually it gets pulled to the north pretty quickly, and that's where the continental United States is. But right now, all's quiet. The cloudiness, the storms you see here over the northern Gulf, that's with a line of thunderstorms that came through East Texas and Houston early Wednesday morning and is blown out into the Gulf. We don't see any potential for development right there. And that is Hurricane Sam, who we've been watching for the past several days.
So we have two right here. We have Sam right here, and we have Victor. These are coming this way. This is where the volcano is, or the volcano is coming from a terrible land, right where the volcano was. As you can see from these tracks, if there was a tsunami wave, as many have been saying, it would push it right into the United States. Okay, this way. From a terrible land, which is what it's talking about. The desert sands right here. This is not a desert right here. This is not a desert. So what it's talking about is this way. So we got this is right on. We could get hit with Victor if there's something happen with the hurricane, or with a hurricane with a tsunami. This would be Victor. And that would be right here. So, right here. So, these are all pointing to now. Okay. Feast of Trumpets. Blow the trumpet. Okay. And as you can see by the activity from the volcanoes, these will get worse as this alignment right here on the 8, it's just going to increase. Like I said, Mike from around the world said that there would be a volcano, big volcano eruption in Mexico. He said that last night. So he also talks about the rocks, which the rocks are right here. And I showed you deplorable duck. You can check that out for yourself. So yeah, I'm excited. I hope you are. This is an update. Keep looking up. God bless you all as we all watch together, and I pray this is it. God bless you. Bye.